皆さんこんにちは。尾形です。今日は7回目の授業です。漢字を勉強します。頑張っていきましょう。Hello everyone. Today is our 7th class and we're gonna learn kanji. Okay, let's do our utmost to learn Japanese together. First, we will learn a concept of kanji, where they were from and how they were created. And this video will introduce numbers 1 to 10 in kanji. Also, you will learn conjugation of polite present form of verbs and polite past form of verbs. Lastly, I will present some useful learning resources in Japanese learning. Okay, let's get started. As I explained before, they have 3 types of writing in Japanese: hiragana, katakana, and kanji. Kanji conveys meanings as well as sounds. For now, kanji looks overwhelming for most of you, but I will tell you some technique of how to learn it little by little. When the Japanese adopted kanji from China, they also adopted the Chinese way of reading them. At the same time, the Japanese gave the Chinese characters Japanese readings for existing Japanese words. Consequently, a kanji character usually has 2 or sometimes more readings. The Chinese reading of a kanji is called on reading, and the Japanese reading is called kun reading, as this slide shows. For example, the on reading for kanji big is dai, as in daigaku. In kun reading, they read o in oki, as the second example shows. Kanji originated as pictographs, and some of the characters still retain their pictorial qualities. For example, please look at the picture in the orange square. Yama, which means mountain, developed from this picture. Also, dai, which I explained earlier, developed from the middle right picture in the light blue square. Both letters are pretty much used in a family name, such as Oyama-san, Ms. Oyama, or Mr. Oyama. Although it is estimated to be more than 40,000 kanji, approximately 3,000 kanji are commonly used in Japan. The Japanese Ministry of Education has designated 2,136 kanji for use in publications such as newspapers and magazines. Learning kanji can be a laborious process. However, once you learn a certain number of kanji, you will feel it becomes easier, because kanji can be categorized on the basis of their components. In dictionaries, kanji are classified according to 214 basic component shapes, or radicals. Each of them has a unique meaning. For example, the following kanji in the light blue square, which means language, share the common radical of the 4 kanji on the right. These all 4 kanji have something to do with language. Translation, talk, language, and reading from the top. Okay, I hope you understand a little about the origin and the usage of kanji. Today, as I mentioned, I'd like to introduce 10 kanji, which is numbers from 1 to 10. The number of strokes is not that big, so take it easy. I'm going to play the short video that describes the stroke of these numbers. Please practice with it several times. If you have a pen and note, I recommend you to write them. Now, let's begin. Okay, let's move on to learning a couple of verb forms. 毎日学校に行きます。毎日学校に行きます。Meaning, I go to school every day. This polite present form of verb can be used when you describe your future plan as well. That means the present tense can be used as a future tense. For example, if you want to say, I will go to school tomorrow, all you should do is to replace 毎日 every day to 明日 tomorrow. That's it. So far so good? Also, making the polite past form of verb is not difficult. Just use ました instead of ます for an affirmative sentence and add でした for a negative sentence. Let's have a look at more examples and practice with them. Okay, these are some words of polite present form of verbs. First, please repeat the verbs here and conjugate present forms to past forms. After you conjugate every verb, go on to the next slide to check your answers. Okay, here is the answer key. Did you get it? Let's practice reading together. I will read present form and past form for each word. 1. 食べます。食べました。2. 帰ります。帰りました。3. 読みます。読みました。4. 起きます。起きました。5. 寝ます。寝ました。6. します。しました。7. 勉強します。勉強しました。By the way, almost all verbs in Japanese are categorized into either ru verb or u verb. But します of number 6 and number 7 is irregular verb. We'll practice the usage of ru verb and u verb and irregular verb very soon. Next, with same verbs, please conjugate them to polite past negative. Let me provide a tip. Take an example of 行きます. First, conjugate it to negative 行きません and then add でした. That's it. 行きませんでした. Now, take your time to conjugate every verb and go on to the next slide to check your answers. 頑張ってください. Okay, here is the answer key. Did you get it? I hope conjugation to negative form is not hard for you. Now, let's practice reading together. I'm going to read both present form and polite past negative. 1. 食べます。食べませんでした。2. 帰ります。帰りませんでした。3. 読みます。読みませんでした。4. 起きます。起きませんでした。5. 寝ます。寝ませんでした。6. します。しませんでした。7. 勉強します。勉強しませんでした。How did it go? Here, I'd like to introduce some learning resources for Japanese language learners. This is a list of Quizlet and some materials for fun. And today, let me introduce one app which is called nihongo. This app is very useful in that you can write by hand, and the app gives you some list of kanji you are looking for, even if you cannot remember the word exactly. The app provides the definition of kanji as well as the reading of it for both on reading and kun reading. For example, I put Ken, my name, that sets Ken for on reading and Skoyaka for kun reading. So why not try it? Lastly, I will recommend one of my favorite songs, which is 打ち上げ花火, meaning fireworks or skyrocket. This song was an inserted song in a movie titled 打ち上げ花火. The name of the singer is Daoko and Yonezu Kenshi. Kenshi is his first name. He released a lot of million hit songs recently. If you go to YouTube, you can tell how popular he is. 歌を聴く前に少しだけ単語を説明しますね。Before listening, let me introduce new words used in this song. 一緒に練習しましょう。2回繰り返しますね。I'm going to repeat twice. パッと、パッと、光って、光って、咲いた、咲いた、花火を見ていた、花火を見ていた、きっとまだ、きっとまだ、終わらない夏、終わらない夏、曖昧な心、曖昧な心、溶かしてつないだ、溶かしてつないだ、この夜が続いてほしかった、この夜が続いてほしかった。Okay, now let's listen to it together.
あの日見渡した渚今も思い出すんだ砂の上に刻んだ言葉君の後ろ姿寄り返す波が足元をよぎり何かをさらう夕凪の中日暮れだけが通り過ぎてゆくパッと光って咲いた花火を見ていたきっとまだ終わらない夏が曖昧な心を溶かしてつないだこの夜が続いてほしかった
あと何度君と同じ花火を見られるかなって笑う顔に何ができるだろうか傷つくこと喜ぶこと繰り返す波とちょうど焦燥最終列車の音何度でも言葉にして君を呼ぶよ波間を選びもう一度もう二度と悲しまずに済むように
あっと息を飲めば消えちゃいそうな光がきっとまだ胸に住んでいた手を伸ばせば触れたあったかい未来は密かに二人を見ていたパッと花火が夜に咲いた
夜に咲いた
夜に咲いて静かに消えた
静かに消えた離れないで
もう少しだけ
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 このままで
あの日見渡した渚を今も思い出すんだ砂の上に刻んだ
今日もお疲れ様でした。少し難しかったですね。次のレッスンでは新しい漢字 There is, there are を勉強します。そしておすすめのアプリも紹介します。In the next lesson, we will learn more basic kanji and grammar expression of there is, there are. New apps for Japanese learning will be introduced as well. ローマは一日にしてならず。Rome was not built in a day. コツコツ頑張りましょう。では、またお会いしましょう。Okay, have a great day. See you soon. またね。最後までご視聴いただきありがとうございました。英語学習や留学のカウンセリング、英作文添削も行っています。ぜひホームページをご覧ください。